Okay, so good morning, everybody. I'm perhaps a bit of an interloper myself with a geography background and study on collaboration, which is perhaps apt with what I have to talk to you about today. I'm going to be giving you some background very briefly on the Data Co-op project. It is more of a development project than a research project, so a bit of a departure. So right to it, the Data Co-op aims to create a platform that centralizes, standardizes, and importantly, spatializes data that is relevant to both the pome and the stone fruit industry, starting with the EGVV area, but going further. So at its core, it will be a centralized geographic database in that it will store orchard census data and, at the moment, pest data from multiple sources in one single location. All the orchards will be linked geographically to each data entry and viewable on a map system. And the database will be an accumulation of orchard and pest data over time, ensuring accuracy, relevance, and detail up to orchard level. The motivations behind the project was to bridge what can sometimes be an information sharing and information or data ownership gap in the industry, to promote data-driven decision-making, to foster collaboration between stakeholders, researchers, and growers, to streamline existing data management processes in the industry, and to remove a prevalence of what can sometimes be information and research silos in the industry. To that end, we've outlined a couple of goals: to create this comprehensive geographic database, to improve decision-making in the industry through making available valuable visual information, to provide the platform where stakeholders can both access and share information with one another, to ensure that the platform is scalable and sustainable so that it can perhaps become a staple in time to come, and to demonstrate the potential benefits of such a system to the industry stakeholders. I'm going to skip right to the web tool functionalities. The database for users will be available in a web tool. We'll have a couple of these functionalities, a carefully designed user application and authentication process, which will have a number of steps. Orchard data will be viewable at an orchard level from multiple data sources. There will be temporal pest hotspot map layers, starting with fruit fly data, polyphagus shuttlebora, and more as we go along. There will be selectable roles and permissions for different user needs. This will perhaps cover any concerns you have about safety. A field editing tool to make sure that the orchards are regularly updated and that the database remains up to date. In the long term, we'd like to have data extraction functionality. There is an orchard filter where you can filter orchards according to certain criteria, such as rootstock or cultivar, and ultimately simple and speedy map navigation. So pictures speak 1,000 words, so I'm going to talk and show you a picture. I've got a video here of a prototype version of the tool. It is just a design mock-up, so let me go to that quickly. You can see the filter tool in action. It's only got a number of characteristics at the moment where you can filter out orchards on a map system once you've zoomed into your farm. And then you can add in orchards that you feel may be missing from the database and fill in that orchard's relevant information. You can see a summary of a specific farm's details, and you can select an orchard and view that orchard's data. In this right-hand side panel, we've got what appears to be orchard data from one specific database, but ultimately you'll be able to scroll through different databases relevant to that orchard and compare the data. We are still in the development phase of the project, which is almost complete, and then we hope to further improve the system and make the web tool available in a launch period. And at the end of 2024, we hope to, after some user feedback, create a web tool good enough for a handover. Just briefly, you already know Matthew Addison. He is the project leader. Professor Adrian van der Kerk is a project advisor from Stellenbosch University and the Center for Geographical Analysis, which is doing the development, myself and Dr. Gulubeka. I hope that I have piqued your curiosity about the project. I'm sure that you'll hear a lot more about it in the near future, but please feel free to reach out to any of the people that I mentioned if you are curious about it, and thank you very much for your time.